Okay, welcome to this quick video. I just set the camera up as I was taking it to bits. So first, blow all the dust off. Quite obvious. I think there I was just taking the pipes off one side. Undo the spark plugs. It's a picture of them coming up. They were pretty grim. Take the two bolts out of the distributor base. Ditch the oil filter. This engine's been sat under the bench for a couple of years. Take the fuel pump off. Uh, Engine mounts with these, I just tend to get a hammer and give the bolts a whack to sort of put a shockwave through them. I do the same with the water pump a bit later, just there. The water pump had a bit of gunge in it. Thermostat housing was quite good. Again, if you smack the bolts beforehand, it sends a shockwave. It makes them a bit easier to undo and less likely to snap off. Right, take the bolts off the rocker cover. This was fused up, so I had to heat it up. You can see it warming up there. Usually does the trick. Surface rust on the rockers. There's the Holbay number. Right. Take the nuts, or sorry, the bolts out the side cover. Take that off. Very dusty in there. This was tucked in someone's shed for 20 odd years. Take the nuts off the top of the rockers. Undo the little feed pipe. Put the nuts in a bag. Lift off the rocker set. And that was when I was just getting the stud remover, and I noticed that one of the valves was stuck down. So take all the studs out with the stud tool. Crack off the head bolts. Take all the head bolts out. And lift the head off, and you can see all the dirt and dust that was in each bore. And on the side cover, that's the gunge in the head. The head is actually very good. I have since cleaned it up. Whip the head off, hoover the dust out. Another quick look. I knew these were going to be scrap. I fought these pistons in this sort of stage before. It's a waste of time. All the cam follows were stuck in there. You can see all the rust and gunge. They're not serviceable. Had a chrome timing cover and side cover plate on it though. More pictures of the head. And that valve that was stuck open. Right, let's take the studs out. This is more so I can just turn it over. Spray a bit of WD-40 down the bores. Take the main pulley off. Undo all the timing cover bolts. I had to get like a little flat scraper and tap it down. It was quite heavily sort of stuck on. You can see they're dressing it around. Surface rust on the timing pulleys. And undo the lock tab with a chisel. Tap a socket on there. Take that off. Use a slide hammer to pull it off. Undo the rest of the bolts. Take that timing backing plate off. Just yeah, and the little plate that was holding the camshaft in. I put the timing wheel back on just to see if it would move, but it wouldn't have any joy. Obviously, there, undo all the sump bolts. It had no oil in it for years, so you can see that surface rust over everything. Undo the oil pump feed pipe. Crack up all the bearing caps. You can see a couple of these, there's like water ingress into them. Pretty poor. Again, it's a waste of time saving stuff, but I stripped it anyway just in case. Got all the big end bearing caps off. Again, there was water in some of them. Wiggle the crank, take the crank out. Spray a bit of WD-40 just on the bases of the con rods on the little end bearing. Give it a little tap, they didn't really want to move. So just get the, oh no, that was taking the camshaft out. Yeah, I was knocking the cam followers back out the bottom. Camshaft came out all right. Funnily, it was actually an E128 cam. So put it back up the right way, then smack the pistons down so that I can access the actual real crusty bit that's going to stop the rings getting up. There's a picture of them in a sec of how bad they were. You see that big ridge, and I knew the piston rings wouldn't want to scrape back through that, so after just giving it a light wire brush in, I went round there with like a flap disc, just make it a bit smoother. Again, the block's scrap, the pistons are scrap, so just going through the motions, spray it with a bit of WD-40 in there, then turn it back upside down and beat them out again. Yeah, this is when I was just heating the con rods up just to straighten them up so that they would go back through the bore easily. And then just use brute force, beat them down. Two of them come out. Turn it back over. Actually, just knock them back down again. And then knock them back up again. So brute force wins in the end. And then the only thing that was maybe salvageable if they come down to the last lot were the con rods. So I've just taken all the pins out there, all the little circlips out, spray them out with a bit of WD-40, rested them on the side, heat them up, and then drift the pins out one by one. Again, it's the WD-40 catching fire. Made a bit of a mess of them, and I know, not ideal, but it was just, I knew they were all going in the bin, so it didn't matter. It was in front of me, so that's why I did it while it was there. And then for some reason, I recorded this in slow motion, and like a sort of 15-second operation ended up being a 4-minute video, so I cut it down to, I don't know, I think about 40 seconds or something, but it looks like I'm slipping the hammer off the edge, but you basically just tap the side of the core plug to try and spin it around in the hole, and sometimes like that they'll drop in. And I got a little tool I use that's got a little curve on it, and you can just catch the edge, pull it up. Sometimes you can pick them out with pliers. If you're doing it on a ramp and doing the club, then you can pick it out because you've got room. If you're doing it in situ and it's on the side of the engine, you don't always have physical space to get tools in to like get it in and lever it out again. So you just got to use what you can. But there's me just tapping it there. And if you can get it to just to bite and come out halfway through the center of the hole, then you can sort of grab it and flick it out. If you've got enough room, you can use a claw hammer, but then if you've not got the room, handle will get in the way. So you have to put like a little tool, or you get another cold chisel, which I get in a sec, tilt it on its side, so in a sense it makes it wider, and you can just catch it enough and tap it and it'll flick. And this, for some reason, when I noticed it was on slow motion, and the last 2 seconds it goes back to normal. And as usual, it's full of dirt. So there you go. Hope that was interesting. Thanks for watching.